Well, there'll be another edition of The Best of the London Weekend Television Ident at the same time now.
There now follows a party political broadcast by the Conservative Party.
Hello. Now, I expect many of you ordinary have been worried by all these reports about health service cuts, the Union confrontation, and the stationing of American nuclear missiles in the crypt at Canterbury Cathedral. Now, I'm here tonight for one very good reason. They never sound quite so bad when I talk about them in front of these nice leather books, do they? The point is, Conservative government is worried about the country, and vice versa. We Tories are not without compassion. The other day, when I read the latest reports about how the elderly and the sick were suffering, I have to admit the tears ran down my face. Well, you've got to see the funny side of it, haven't you? Sad truth is that the only way out of this crisis is going to be harsh, unpalatable, and rather difficult to stomach. But then, that's what the Conservative Party is all about.
The British economy is rather like a big cream cake. The Conservatives and nice business managers take their slice of it. Then the Liberals. And then Labour. The fact is that the Socialists always want a bigger share of everything at the expense of other people. People like poor little crippled old ladies. And there's a word for this. Propaganda. Let's listen to what Mr. Callaghan said at the last election.
The proposals...
On second thoughts, let's not. Quite frankly, it's difficult to know who to believe. The Conservatives? Or Labour? The answer is very simple. It can best be explained by the use of this diagram. So, what are politics all about? Well, it helps if we think of the British electorate as a flock of sheep. Now, by reversing the film, they become backward sheep. This is just one of the fundamental doctrines of Conservative policy. Gimmicky advertising. But what have Labour got to offer? As you can see, during the last term of office, almost all the gimmicks and silly analogies of the country's economy were initiated by the Conservatives. The truth is plain to see. Labour simply don't have the creative whiz kids and bright young copywriters it takes to run this country. So remember, give us your support. Vote Conservative.
That was a partisan political broadcast by the Conservative Party. And now on BBC Two, Nation Trite.
Hello. On Nation Trite tonight, we hear about GLC plans to stage the 1988 Olympics in Horace Cutler's mouth.
And at 6:25, I'll be queued in 2 seconds late to tell you how the engineering union's elections were held up today when one of the men counting the ballot papers lost his rubber. We'll also have an interview with the writer of the wacky new BBC comedy Foot and Mouth, starring Michael Foot and Michael Foot. And later on, the Nolan sisters will all pick up their microphones and perform a viewer's request. After which they'll sing a song. All this after your own programmes cut me off suddenly.
Here on Nation Track, we've become conditioned over the past few years to the idea of unusual pets. But this week, we heard about one so staggeringly unique, we just had to invite it along to the studio. And it's here now with its owner, Mr. Norman Woman of Pythonesque, Spencer Street, Alaska. Good evening, Mr. Woman.
Your name?
What's the name of your dog?
£857 return.
No, the name of your dog.
Oh, sorry, Eric.
Now, Eric must really be the most incredible animal we've ever had on Nation Trite. I understand he doesn't water ski, doesn't go hang gliding, doesn't tap dance, doesn't talk, doesn't play the flute, and doesn't go out canvassing for the Liberal Party.
Correct.
Absolutely astonishing. He really just behaves like a dog all the time.
Yes.
Well, perhaps Eric could give us a little demonstration.
Oh, yes, certainly. Go on then, Eric. Go on then. That's a good boy, good boy, good boy. Be normal, be normal, be normal, normal. Oh, I'm ever so sorry.
Oh, now look what he's gone and done, Mr. Woman.
I'm sorry.
He's written a thesis on quantum mechanics all over the floor.
I'm ever so sorry. I'll clear it up, honest, I will. Oh, naughty, Eric. You're a naughty boy. You're a naughty boy.
Back to you, Sue.
Well, as you may have heard on the news, tonight is World War III night. A night designated by the government for a nuclear onslaught of Russia and the Eastern Bloc countries. Now, it's important to remember on World War III night, with all the rockets going off, do please try and keep your pets indoors. Just follow the Ministry of Defence Nuclear Conflagration Code. It's quite simple. Just use your common sense.
Tibby, where are you? Ah, there you are. Who's been at the toffee apples again? Mrs. Perkins, the top of the morning to you.
Morning, Mrs. O'Rafferty.
My, but your Jimmy's getting a big boy now. How long is it since I last saw you then?
36 years ago.
36 years ago. Oh, hasn't he shot up? Listen, I bet you're in the juniors now.
I'm Commander-in-Chief of the NATO Pact Alliance. Don't be cheeky to Mrs. O'Rafferty.
Never mind. I know what you want, don't I?
Yes, I want some thermonuclear warheads, please.
What do you think I am? Made of money? You'll have a sherbet dab and like...
You stupid woman!
His mother.
The entire communist bloc is mobilised. How long do you think we can avert a full-scale war with a sherbet dab deterrent?
Have you got any nuclear weapons?
Have we got any nuclear weapons? Well, what would you like? We got missiles. We got Pershing 2 ballistic rockets. What do you fancy?
What do I fancy? What do I fancy? This is a strategic global engagement which could decide the entire fate of the world. Have you got any with blue sparks?
Blue sparks?
Yes, you know, lots of lovely frothy bits with lots of lovely red smoke at the bottom.
We got this one. This one is the Merv. It splits up into independent warheads upon re-entry. It's very pretty.
Oh, yes! Can I have that one? Can I have that one?
Do you think I'm made of money?
Oh, excuse me.
Good day.
Dear.
We'd like 240 SS-20 missiles, 300 tactical backfire bombers, 900 anti-tank high-velocity incendiary devices, and 2,500 ground-launched ICBM units with underground silos.
You think I'm paying for that?
And then delivered tonight, please.
Right you are. Mrs. Perkins, I've got just the very thing for your boy. Now for him, a special nuclear selection box.
One sparkler?
It's the non-banger selection.
But, Mum, I couldn't possibly... Oh, good, it's just what I've always wanted.
Bye-bye, Mrs. O'Rafferty.
Bye-bye, Mrs. Perkins.
Well, more about World War III night later in the programme. Now, from the sublime to Bob Wellings. As you may have heard on the news, the annual conference of the Enoch Powell Party opened today in Blackpool. This report from Clifford Hushvoice.
Well, a very good hello to you from the Huey Green Mortuary and Amusement Centre of Blackpool. This, the 30th annual conference of the Enoch Powell Party, is now in full swing. One of the most influential forces in British politics today, of course. This, the Enoch Powell Party, with a membership of almost one person.
I now call on the next speaker to second the motion.
And the next speaker is the far-right Honourable Enoch Powell MP. Quite a favourite within the party, of course, Mr. Powell. At one time, many people thought he might be the Prime Minister. And I have to admit, the resemblance is uncanny.
Mr. Chairman, my Grace, my Lord, my Excellency, my most Enoch Powell, myself, me. The issue today is one of undefeasible applicability, to which, in the indigenous vicissitudes...
Well, I see that Mr. Powell has now lapsed into his native tongue of gibberish, so just a reminder that for those of you who wish you were deaf, a pair of concrete earplugs is now available on dialing page 163 of CFAX. For the rest of you, we're printing special subtitles to translate the speech at the bottom of the screen.
Be in no doubt, we are confronting a cataclysm of blood. Although, by no means with indigenous invariability, yet with such perpetual dogma and indigenous intransigence incalculably opposed to our indigenous views, I can ascribe no greater epithet.
And I see that Powell's time is now up. But he doesn't seem to want to stop speaking, and so he'll now have his mouth cemented up under Standing Order 14B.
And on that of the indigenous... Thank you very much there, Mr. Enoch Powell, the MP who left his constituency for Ulster. The original, one might say, Wolverhampton Wanderer. And now, it only remains to take a vote on this most crucial resolution. This conference calls for Enoch Powell to be made God. All in favour? Oh. I see. All those against.
The Enoch Powell Party there, stirring things up in Blackpool. Well, as you may have heard on the news, children at the notorious Wandsworth Second Degree School in Stepney have asked the council for a new lollipop lady, as they finished the old one. A report now by Dillis Trivia.
Worth Borough Council. The school authorities, of course, do their best. It's not an easy task, and few people would deny that some children take longer to educate than others. And it's certainly a school with its share of problem pupils. Yet this admittedly difficult situation shouldn't be allowed to eclipse the true nature of the problem facing us today. The very real problem of reporters who leave gaps in their sentences every time they appear on film. If untreated, this situation can become very serious indeed.
Da da da. Da 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 da.
That report there by Dillis Trivia and Mike Dada. Now, a quick look at the weather.
A mild day for most of us in England and Wales tomorrow. A ridge of low pressure from the east will bring some rain during the evening, but with most areas remaining dry.
Well, as you probably heard on the news, it's 6:25, which means it's time Richard Stilgoe entertained us. But then it always has been. Tonight, as we mentioned earlier, is World War III night. So over straight away now for all the latest news to David Dimble hairstyle in our special World War III studio.
Hello and welcome to Holocaust Roundup, where we're all set to bring you the latest up-to-the-minute coverage on World War III. And here in the BBC's Holocaust studio, 250 feet beneath Margaret Thatcher's dignity, I shall be analysing events as and when they happen, whilst changing in and out of a selection of smart suits. And here with me now to discuss the prospects of the Soviet thrust and its impression on the East-West deterrent equation is a former rear admirer with the Navy, Sir Horatio Libel Soot, now acknowledged as a leading expert on nuclear warfare and the effects it can have on human life. Sir Horatio.
Sorry, yes?
Sir Horatio, how seriously do you view the current military exchanges in Europe?
Well, in my opinion, the outcome could well bring about the end of civilization in this country as we know it.
That's rather a sweeping statement to make, isn't it?
I'm sorry, is this not the 1979 election programme?
No, it isn't. Well, I make it nearly an hour and 25 minutes now since the war started. Still no bombs reported as yet, of course. But let's go over now to a man who isn't marrying Anna Ford and see what's happening in Dewsbury.
Hello. This is me, a man who is not marrying Anna Ford, standing here in the town hall at Dewsbury, where we are expecting the first nuclear device to fall any moment now. Some observers believe that Pontypool or even Billericay might beat us to it, but the local hard-working people are confident that we will all be totally annihilated in a few moments from now. And to make quite sure that the bomb falls on target, they have erected an enormous 500-foot funnel right over the town hall, the spout of which is just a few yards behind this very, very moment. And I think I can hear, yes, I think it's coming down now. I think I can see it. I think it's a frog missile, or is it an O22? No, it is a small thermonuclear frog warhead, and it is coming now! Oh, dear. Oh, dear. Well, there does seem to be some unexpected hold-up here at Dewsbury, and so, for the time being, we return you to the studio.
Well, thank you very much there, and I think we're just getting the first results through now. Yes, the Russians have blown up Alfred Krint of Basingstoke. Blown up by the Russians, Horatio.
Well, no real surprises here, David. The Krint family of Basingstoke invariably a prime target in any large-scale intercontinental war programme, and much to be expected at this stage of the operation.
Fine, now I see, and we've lost Doris Spedding's mother in Herne Bay. Mrs. Edie Spedding, a retired waxwork with the Eastern Gas Board, has been bombed by Soviet MiG fighters at her home in Reginald Street. So for the implications of that, over now to Bob Falkstomach. Bob.
Well, the Russians running very much true to form there at the moment. They dropped nuclear missiles on Doris Spedding's mother and Alfred Krint, as we thought they would. But those, of course, are the fairly safe targets. People like Ted Thrimpson of 13 Warwick Street, Swindon, a deaf Uncle Edwin from Brighton, and Sir Alec Douglas exhumed. The key targets they must blow up, if they are to stand any chance at all in this war, will come later on. Places like the Reader's Digest Circular Department in Purgatory, the Lewisham Building Society, and, of course, the Welsh Language Prats. Then, further on, we'll see places like Hendon, Dulwich, and Sutton, going on further to places in Europe and America, and then tomorrow, the world. Well, at the moment, of
well,
course...
I'll have to stop you there, Bob, because you were starting to get a bit intelligible. Yes, that's more like it. Richmond blasted to smithereens.
Yes, well, Surrey, the southeast commuter belt, a very low resistance to nuclear bombs among the population down there.
And
this is much to be expected.
Yes, we can show you the breakdown on that result now. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, and rather a poor result for the Liberals there,
On this showing, I think we can expect to see 95% of the country go dead by the end of the day, and this would be almost exactly the figure predicted by Marplan in their random poll of Derek Nimmo.
Right. Well, oh, and I see Basildon has disappeared.
Yes, 14 megaton bomb there on Essex, nothing very unusual.
So now let's go over to Birmingham Sellyoak, where I believe we're about to get another declaration.
And here in Birmingham Sellyoak, all the bodies have now been counted, and Councillor Penelope Underground Shelter is just about to announce the result.
Breakdown statistics for tactical thermonuclear strike Birmingham Sellyoak. Non-terminal casualties.
People still alive.
1,100. Persons rendered national heroes for their brave part in military engagement.
Stiffs.
825,675. Eric Walter Hair Oil.
Liberal.
A half. I therefore declare Birmingham Sellyoak dead.
So, there we are, and with the, oh, yes, and there goes South Yorkshire. With the country going solidly dead now, it's over to Robin Day in our same studio.
Thank you, David. Well, with me now is the Secretary of State for 20 grand a year, and formerly one of Mrs. Thatcher's most trusted advisors until he worked the gag loose, Sir Jeremy Genghis Khan.
Hello.
Mr. Genghis Khan, thank you very much for coming to talk to us today.
Didn't mention it.
What, the Shepherd's Market scandal? Oh, I see, sorry. Mr. Genghis Khan, I think it must be said that from the results so far, things don't... Oh, and there we see the Welsh provinces responding according to the national mood. From the results so far, things don't look too sunny for the government.
Well, I'm still cautiously optimistic on that one, Mr. Day. I'm sorry. Would you mind keeping your ash over there, please? Well, I mean, I don't recall hearing yet what happened to the City of Westminster.
You just pushed it across the table.
Oh, my God.
In fact, I think you'll find it's awfully
There we are. That's all right. The British government have tweaked the nose of the Russian ambassador. I think you'll find the tables are turned now.
Well, I hope so. David.
And I'm afraid the latest news we have is very grave indeed. I've now run out of new suits to put on. And in fact, we're just getting film in from the front in this nuclear skirmish, which I'm afraid doesn't paint a very pretty picture for the West. Yes, there we are. No doubt at all that the Soviets seem to be gaining the upper hand, and I wouldn't be at all surprised. Yes, there you are. You see, program finishes. This program is now over. It's ended and done with and terminated. Horatio.
Well, once again, no real surprise.